Oh, really? Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. Oh, I have to pause that, but that was too good. That was too rocking out. And you know why we're rocking out? Because it's Monday Night Manager on a Wednesday. But who cares? You know, who knows
Hey,
what?
we're getting ready for a World Cup here. There's a
I
lot
know.
to there's a lot on our plate. Let's just put it that way.
Who knows what day of the week it is anymore?
Well, once the World Cup starts, that's the way this works. It could be
That's right.
Monday, it could be Thursday, it could be Saturday. It won't really matter. But World Cup madness is upon us, my friend.
Having done a World Cup, I know it all bleeds into one. That person there, that is Eric Wynalda, former United States men's national team player. And of course, you don't need an introduction to me, but I'll give you one anyway. If I can find my graphic. Oh, I can't. Oh, well. I am Nick Webster. Thank you, Eric. Monday Night Manager. Oh, look, we've even got the little kind of little
You're
thingies.
learning. You're doing great.
Yeah,
Just keep
I mean
going.
this thing's coming along. All right, so let's get straight to it. It's World Cup time. All right, so we want to go through some things and talk about some things in our fantastic style that we do. The hottest hits, 90 seconds. Bosh, here we go.
Oh,
Lionel Messi. My question to you, because we're going to go back and forth, Eric, is does he need the title? I personally think that he does need the title. If you want to be known as the greatest player the world has ever seen, you have to win a World Cup. Lionel Messi, wonderful player that he is, Ballon d'Ors and European titles and league titles and Copa Americas. But this is the one that's eluded him. And for this is be his fifth World Cup.
right.
Surely he's got to win it this time. And if he doesn't, he's not the greatest of all time.
Well, I'm not going to go that far because I have a profound amount of respect for this man. I think what he has done, his accomplishments are fantastic. I mean, but we can make that argument. I mean, he plays for Argentina. That's the added pressure. He comes from an unbelievably, I guess, infamous footballing nation. This is Argentina we're talking about, who has won a World Cup on a couple of occasions, and it just so happens that the guy that he's always compared to is Diego Maradona, who won a World Cup in '86 with Argentina. So that's why we do that to him. I mean, let's face it. George Best could have been one of the greatest players of all time, but he was never going to win a World Cup, was he? It just wasn't going to happen. But I still put him in my top five. When it comes to this man, I think here's why this all comes to a head in this World Cup. Copa America. He finally won a trophy. He finally won a trophy that meant something to him personally and to the public, where we could actually say, all right, this is a trophy. Most people are going to say, no, this wasn't enough. Like yourself, you need to win a World Cup. But here's why he might pull it off. I mean, this is a team that's completely playing for him. If we're going to get to a guy named Ronaldo, where his whole team is playing in spite of him, this is a different story with Messi. Everybody is on board with this. Everybody wants to see him touch the trophy. And that's why he might have a chance to do it. Does it make him the greatest of all time? He already is in my eyes, but to the public,
So you're saying in a long-winded way, no, he doesn't need the title. Thank you so much for that,
you're
Eric.
welcome.
I mean, that only took like 5 bloody hours. Okay, here we go. This man has not won a World Cup, but he comes from a country that demands that you win World Cups. Ooh, a certain Mr. Neymar. Now, the last time, see, that he's played in 2 World Cups in 2014, I thought he was desperately unlucky. He got the injury against Colombia, and that kind of like completely derailed the Brazilian dreams. But then in 2018, he became a caricature, just rolling around. And do you remember the memes that just,
Yeah. All the kids falling down when somebody yelled out Neymar, it was like a thing. It's unfortunate because this guy's very good, and Neymar to me, with all of the players that have come before him, and some of the people that have touched the trophy as well, the other Ronaldo, who for me is the greatest number 9 of all time, not Cristiano, the first Ronaldo. I think this guy is going to have a phenomenal World Cup, but he's going to come up short. Everyone's expecting Brazil to win this thing, but I think that they slip up somewhere along the way, maybe the semis. And look, let's not give him too much crap. I mean, he did break his back against Colombia, and that was a pretty bad injury. It was justifiable, but I hope it's no more rolling around. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. Just play the game.
Just play the game. Yeah, that's right. Just play the game. And for once, we're going to agree with each other. Okay, Bosch, this man, he is on the verge of doing something that Neymar's fellow countryman did many, many moons ago. And that is, Bosch, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I've messed up. Oh, there it is. Well, why isn't that showing up? Oh, I know why it's not showing up, because I've pressed the wrong button. Classic. Oh, and I could press the wrong button again. Here we go. The double. Can he do it?
Yeah.
I mean, this. Go on, you go first.
My opinion, the most electrifying player on the planet right now. I mean, we all know where he plays. He plays with Messi and he plays with Neymar, and this is his chance to grab the spotlight again. I do think that, you know, when you talk about France, someone like Giroud or Griezmann or even Benzema, the guys that he's going to play with, they won't overshadow him as much as his club does when he plays for PSG. So the double, it's possible, but at the same time, man, I don't know. I'm waiting for a French implosion. Pogba is not going to play in this one. Kante is out. So when you look at their midfield, which has always been the engine of their team, they might have some issues there. Rabiot is going to certainly have to fill in, and I don't know what that's going to look like. It won't be the same. It won't be the same as last go around.
Mbappe here, but listen, Eric. Newsflash: we've got a viewer. I don't know who he is or who she is, but we have a viewer right now. And viewer, if you're out there, I think you can post a comment. So don't be shy. Post a comment, and we'll interact with you. But listen, Mbappe, I think, is the man, even though his head's got way too big for him. Like you said, he's the most electrifying player on the planet. I think the only thing that will stop France from winning the whole thing again is Mbappe getting injured.
That's quite a statement, you know. And you know, you saw what happened in practice yesterday, and Kuku gets whacked. He's been in great form for his club side Leipzig, and he will not be available as a substitute, which was pretty much pre-planned. If France got ahead, they're going to let Mbappe rest, and they're bringing Kuku into the game. That's not going to be the case. So he's going to have to play more minutes than he wants. So that is a possibility, Nick. He could get hurt.
Okay, so it's coming up for me now. We've talked about the favorites, Argentina and Brazil and France, but the fourth favorite, of course, I've not got my shirt on. The Three Lions. So that must mean it's time for my boy. Yes, Harry Kane, the world's greatest striker. Well, the world's greatest finisher, or maybe the world's greatest poacher.
He's not the world's greatest anything.
Oh, how dare you say that? Come on.
What do you mean, how dare I say that?
Did somebody have to burst the bubble? The 2018 World Cup, who was the top scorer? Oh, it was Harry Kane. In 2021, he took England to the finals of the European Championships. Once again, Harry Kane, broad shoulders. You know what I mean? Broad shoulders. And now he's going to do it again. He'll take the Three Lions all the way. And when you look at the draw, the way it's manipulated, with Mbappe out injured because he'll get clocked in like the second round, England plays France in the quarterfinals, and without Mbappe, England wins.
I'm glad that you got this all planned out. That's wonderful. If you want to talk about Mbappe getting hurt, you're not concerned about Kane getting hurt?
No, I mean, come on, those glass ankles of his, they'll last one more tournament.
Okay, all I can say is good luck with that. Good luck, Harry.
Right, well, let me ask you this though: who's the better poacher? Okay, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, or Kane? Who's the better poacher?
Poacher? Well, yeah, Kane would be the better poacher.
Oh, see, I knew I'd get it out of you. Yes.
Well, in order to be a good poacher, you have to have an unbelievable support system. I'm not too sure that Foden and Grealish are really, and Sterling and Saka are really that much of a support system that blows me away. Think about it.
Very disappointing that you're down. You're not down on Jack Grealish, because he has the sexiest calves in football. Right.
If that's what we're after, okay. Good luck with that too.
All right. You ready? You're going first on this one.
Okay.
So if you're going first, though, I'm going to have to put up this sexy graphic.
What are we talking about? I need to see it first.
I know.
Not him. We don't want that guy. We've already had enough of him. Mr.
Gosh.
Page. Oh no!
And look at this. Look at the graphic, though. Right. This is where the genius of working for Fox for like 15 years comes into place. He's united with Portugal. Boom.
Very clever, very clever. I don't know what to make of this. Watching the way his Portuguese teammates have received him in training camp, not shaking his hand, showing frustration with him. That obviously the interview with Piers Morgan was well timed. The manager of Portugal is saying, no, he has no problem with this. I don't know if he's changing his name to Pinocchio, but his nose was growing on the stage as he was saying it. This is just bad, Nick. This is bad. People that really love and support Ronaldo, and I've got his jersey hanging up behind me. He signed one and gave it to my son, and those are the moments where you really appreciate the man and his graciousness at times. But man, has he been pretentious, contentious? He's everything with an itch at the end, and it's not good. His teammates don't like him. They don't want him there. And
let me ask you this, though, Eric. So
the only trophy they've ever won is they did it in spite of him when he got hurt. And I actually think that might be the case now. The reason why they won is because they wanted to prove that they didn't need him. So Portugal
you've been in a locker room yourself where maybe the tensions are high, personalities are not gelling, and players in certain cases are the ones that you rely on to get you over the line. How does that affect the overall chemistry of the team? I mean, is it going to be a point where Bruno Fernandes, and I saw a clip just yesterday where Bruno wasn't too happy with Ronaldo, obviously teammates at United, teammates in Portugal, was blanking him. Is there going to be a case where Bruno's not going to pass him the ball because he just thinks he's a what?
What will happen? It won't be that, but what will happen is Bruno will pass him the ball, and Ronaldo will mess up the play, and then everything that happens in those 3 seconds after the play is over will determine how this goes. If Ronaldo apologizes and says, nice pass, sorry, my bad, or he does one of those, and he's just mad about it, didn't work out for me.
Show me that again, because you seem like you may have done it before. Show me that. Have you ever done that move? Yeah, that's your move.
That's not my move. I usually I would resort to other things, but I think it's a really important question. What kind of relationship do they still have? Even more interesting to me is in the event that Ronaldo scores. In the event that Ronaldo scores, think about it for a second, and his teammates don't celebrate with him. He's always been that guy, Nick. He runs to the corners, and it's come get me, come hug me. Of course, all of my teammates love me. What happens if he scores and they don't?
Oh, what happens when he scores and he runs to the corner and he does his C and he's all on his Jack Jones?
The team's walking back to the center line.
Oof, that's going to be embarrassing.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I think it's warranted. I think some of his statements, they were all self-serving. He took a shot at United. Ten Hag says, don't come back to Manchester. We don't want you here after the World Cup. So that saga will be played out throughout the World Cup. And that's exactly what Ronaldo wants. Ronaldo wants to go to every press conference and have the first question be
about him.
Everything.
We've spoken about, kind of dark horses for the tournament. Did Portugal potential dark horses? No.
Maybe Jota's out. So I don't think so. I think this is a weird one. I think that this is are they gonna be fighters? Yes. Are they going to be able to put together kind of performances that are going to be necessary for them to progress in the tournament? Probably not. I think it's an early exit for them.
Early exit. Okay. Well, a team that is traditionally built for World Cups, built for European Championships, just built to win, go far every single time.
The Mercedes-Benz. That's what it sounds like. Is that what you're talking about?
Except, I'm so bloody, honestly, I'm so easy.
There it is.
German engineering. Now, interestingly enough, though, so holders won it beautifully in 2014. I mean, who can not forget the trouncing of Brazil and the tension of the final against Argentina? But in 2018, completely flamed out, losing in the first round, which is almost unheard of. They went to the Euros, lost to England in the second round. Gets in there, and now they come to Qatar, really under the radar. I'm going to say Germany is under the radar, and this,
Yes.
For me to say Germany, the Mannschaft is under the radar at a World Cup is kind of scary.
It's scary because it's the first time that we've actually had to say that, and you cannot forget about Germany. Germany will always have a presence in a World Cup. At the last one, okay, it was odd. They got knocked out. They had to make a managerial change. They under Flick. They're a very different team. It's a very different setup. They haven't had fantastic results, especially late. But I would blame that on the how compact the schedule has been. The Nations League was I don't think it really fulfilled its purpose because it didn't really get the kind of games that we wanted out of it. I mean, some of those games were horrible, but they do have a young squad. They have Musiala, who for me is going to be one of the biggest stars of this World Cup. The man in picture here, Muller, if he gets some minutes, I mean, he could actually surpass Miroslav Klose eventually because the guy just always finds the back of the net. You asked me the question about who's the better poacher. This man.
Oh, I knew it. I've done myself. God, I hate it done myself. As soon as I put this picture up, I'm like, oh no, he's going to get me. He's going to get me on the poaching thing. And you know what? You could be right because
I am right.
I am
right. He's a better passer and a better poacher if that's what we're doing because he's always in a good team though. Let's face it. I mean, he's always had horses around him. Whether that Mane's now hurt, but he's had Sane in Kimmich and Goretzka sitting in behind him. He's had Lewandowski for all those years. He's always had great players around him that make him look maybe a little bit better than he is. But great team guy. Great team guy. German engineering will be definitely revisited throughout this World Cup.
He's so gangly. I don't know how he does it. All right, so we're going through these. We did the South American teams that we think are going to be hot. Of course, Argentina and South America. Europe, obviously, always there and thereabouts. And this fella right here. One last time. I mean, come on, this guy somehow, seemingly. He's like a zombie. You can't kill him. He just keeps on coming, and keeps on ticking, and keeps on pushing this team forward. And I also think that Spain, that they're not such a dark horse, but they've got what it takes to win it all. And I thought in the European Championships they're a little unlucky. And I think with this man leading the charge, Spain could very easily be quarterfinal, semi-finalists, perhaps even finalists.
There's your dark horse, though. I mean, Spain could be your dark horse. They're a team that you're giving them a little bit more credit than most are. Spain is usually the team that sneaks in sideways, and people we forget about them until you get up against them in the quarterfinals, and you say, "Oh no, we got Spain." I still in my World Cup in '94, we were hoping to get Spain, but if we would have beaten. Or tied, I should say, Romania, we wouldn't have had to play against Brazil. We would have gotten Spain, which would have been terrific. In those days, not the kind of game you're hoping for on this occasion. Look, I don't know why you're putting Busquets on this list. I mean, Busquets. I mean, one last time. I mean, please. This is the here's your hat. What's your hurry? Just retire. Go away. I'm sorry. Ever since he went down in the Champions League and pretended to be hurt. And I think he got Thiago Motta red carded. I just haven't been a fan. I can't be a fan of his. I was always a fan of the rest of that gang, right? I mean, with Xavi and Iniesta, Pedro to a certain extent, David Villa. I like that team. But it's always been very difficult for me to talk about Busquets. So I'm on the please go away. Can't wait for this World Cup to be over. And just join your buddy PK and go on vacation, because I'm done with both of you.
Well, here's someone that I know you're on board with. And in all honesty, it's a miracle that he's even here. Bosch.
Oh,
just wow. I mean, come on. A year and a half ago, this is a guy that had a heart attack on the pitch, that died on the field, was brought back to life, has now got a defibrillator placed inside him. I know what that's all about. And Denmark was the feel-good story of the Euros. And let's be honest, it took a very, very, very dodgy penalty in the semi-finals, converted by Harry Kane, to beat Denmark in the Euros. I mean, and I don't think there would have been that many tears shed if Denmark had gone on and won it, because they were the feel-good story of the tournament. This is a dark horse. I think this is a legitimate dark horse.
Okay.
And
then again, dark horses
conductor.
You get lost in the conversation sometimes when you start talking about teams. Denmark is another team. We talked about this yesterday internally about which teams do you want to see how they're going to play. Eriksen is certainly a wonderful story. It really is, and he gets brought to Brentford. Was able to really find his feet again, and now he's the best signing that Manchester United could have ever had. Gets a goal pass last week, first goal for the club. Could have had another as well, but his passing ability, the weight of the pass, he's I don't want to call him a poor man's De Bruyne, but because he's just not as fast as De Bruyne, but it's the same passing talent. I mean, one of the things that you realize about Eriksen is there's very few players on the planet who just get the ball where the ball needs to be on every play, and they know where the ball needs to be, and they figure out various ways to get it there. It's a flick with the left, or it's a 60-yard ball that he can ping it that never gets more than 6 feet off the ground, but hits its target. That one skip right at the foot. Perfect. He's just an amazing player. It's an amazing story. Is his story going to galvanize the entire gang? Maybe, maybe not. But man,
semi-finalists.
You got to root for it, though. You got it.
Semi-finalists, come on.
Well, no, they'll get to the quarters. I think they'll get out of their group. It's somewhat unfortunate that they're playing the same. I think it's France. They've got to get through again. But that's still again for them to really collectively put together another great performance shouldn't be difficult. It's still the same group, and let's keep an eye on it. I don't, no one's going to come out and say Denmark's going to win the World Cup. No one's going to say that. But damn, if they get a little luck, they might.
World Cup starts in 5 days. Eric and I will be reporting on it each and every week. Until then, for Eric Wynalda, I'm Nick Webster. This is Monday Night Manager, even though we'll probably be recording during the day on Mondays because Eric's got, kids and,
Yeah, kids, I'm working, man. I'm working.
And,
I'm trying.
Anyway, I'm coaching. He's working. This is Monday Night Manager. We'll see you soon.